Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Hugo.
We're Sell Quick, Ship Quick, part-time resellers.
Full-time hustlers.
So this week is our first week fully working from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a weird week.
Yeah, I mean, there's differences. We're used to working at home because if, like we said, full-time hustlers, we do a little bit of everything, and everything brings us back to working at home often.
Yeah. But this past week, we're in Los Angeles, and this past week, Disneyland shut down. We got notices that all movie theaters, gyms, where we work at the gym, our vocational school is remote now. Family restaurant is most likely going to completely close.
Yeah, right now it's pretty much slow and just some takeout, but it's gonna end up closing. It's for the better.
And we've definitely seen a slight hit in our sales.
It's a slight roller coaster. I mean, we still feel that today, and this is days after that.
But our what sold is to cover March 9, which was your birthday, through March 15. And there were some rough days in there.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about diversification, and we sell on multiple platforms, and we're really thankful for that because luckily with all the stuff going on, our sales across the 3 platforms that we mostly sell on has been able to
keep each other on check, almost a slight balance to an extent.
Yeah. But all in all, we're just thankful for any sales right now. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to share with you our top 10 sales. See if this may or may not help with anything that you have at home that you can list for sale. So we'll cover eBay first. So on eBay, we sold $1,186.53. And I believe from the previous week, I think that's down $800.
Yeah, a few $100s.
And then on Poshmark, we sold $430, and on Mercari, it was $86.
Yeah.
So for a total of $1,702 for the week of March 9 to March 15.
Yeah, and then to get an idea of the average sale price for each of those platforms as well, on eBay was an average of $34 per item, on Poshmark average of $36, and Mercari $29.
All right, so the 10 sales that we want to share with you, this will include how many days it took to sell, along with the price that we sold it for, which includes shipping. So this is the gross sold value, not the net. So this does not include the cost of the item or shipping. So the very first thing was this anti-social social club collab with Playboy, and it was a thick hooded sweatshirt. The Playboy bunny on the front, when I found it, it actually had what looked like an ink stain on the bunny, and I think you can see that in the photo. I tried to get it out with OxyClean and Shout.
I mean, also trying to be careful of what we use because it's right on the actual detailed part of it.
Yeah, so it's on the screen print, and I didn't want to over scrub, but I just indicated the flaw in our description. So this one took 6 days to sell, and it sold for $84.39. So if you see the anti-social social club sweaters, there's a few different collaborations I think that they have, and then you can see the back side of it because it's really distinct. So if you see this, you won't miss it.
Yeah, it'll catch your eye. And then the other thing we sold on eBay, and it was actually international sale because this went to Canada. It's this Nakamichi demagnetizer. If you can see, it really does kind of look obscure, weird. It's hard to tell. It looks like a little pick, but it connects in. I didn't really know what it was the first time we found this, and this is the second time I picked it up. But it's a vintage piece that's used to demagnetize things while you're working on audio equipment. But keep an eye out. Let me know if you've heard of that brand. I know they do other stuff. And this one sold for $65.75 and 32 days to sell.
All right, on Poshmark, we sold this Mammoth extra large zip up hooded jacket. And I believe this style for the jacket was specific to REI, the recreational store. This one took 2 weeks to sell and it sold for $65. It also had a few flaws. It had some small black marks on the sleeves and on the front of the jacket, but I put that in our description as well, and I took close-up pictures of it. So whenever you have flaws on items, don't be afraid to sell it, but do make sure that you are very descriptive and you try to show as many pictures of it as possible for the buyer. But this one took 2 weeks to sell and it sold for $65.
And then next sold here is a Mousy vintage bootcut jean. Is that right, Mousy?
Yeah, so we found these jeans in Hawaii when we were with our friends, Chrissy and Nick, aka Reseller Revolution, if you don't already follow that channel. But these jeans, we've never ever found this before. And I think we were at a Savers when I found these jeans. These sold in 4 months and it sold for $60. I initially had it at $115, I think, on Poshmark. An offer came in for $60. And considering our sales right now and our uncertainty of the future
sales or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't try and counter and we just took it at $60.
Yeah, and that's a common theme right now. We're not taking crazy lowball offers, but we're definitely taking things in consideration when getting offers. The next one here is a Hale Bob sheer maxi button front dress. And it took 4.5 months to sell, and it sold for $57.59.
All right, Haute Hippie silk long sleeve romper. This one we've had for probably over a year. This one sold on Poshmark and it sold for $50. And when we first picked up this romper, I think Haute Hippie was doing really well at the time in terms of the sell-through rate. And we picked this up thinking that it would sell quickly, but it did not. So I'm glad that we were able to get this price for it.
And then here we have this Eileen Fisher 2X zip up textured zip up. And this one took a few months to sell and it sold for $50.
This one was a Poshmark sale. So on Poshmark, I do not put when we listed it. So a few months because that's around the time that we got it. So Eileen Fisher normally does not sell too quickly on Poshmark for us, and the likes for Eileen Fisher are not as high as the views or watchers on eBay. But as you know, we do cross post everything or try to cross post everything. All our clothing items will get listed on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. With or without them being a quick selling item for that platform, and sometimes you'll be surprised at what sells.
Yeah, so. We often hear that Eileen is really not a selling piece or brand on Posh, but it happens.
All right, next up we have this Batman Flux card game. So we talked about this in a thrift haul. You know, when you go to like the mainstream stores like Target and stuff, you'll see your general board games, you know, the Monopoly, Scrabble, Life, Cranium.
Yeah, and you'll get different versions of that, meaning it's the same game, just different characters.
But there are a lot of these smaller companies that will make games like this Batman game. We have a few of these like card games that look very similar to this. They're normally like a Kickstarter of some kind, and they don't have a lot out there, and they're normally only sold on their website.
Yeah, only on their website or their pre-orders only. But what was cool about this one is, I mean, this was just roaming around in the hard goods section, and it was new. It still had the original price tag from, I forgot what website because I ended up taking it off. But originally on the website it sold for $38 and change.
And it took 2 hours to sell, and it sold for $45.57.
Yeah, that was cool. Literally put it up and sat down to play Call of Duty together, because that's, you know, what we do. And during the game, we just started getting an offer back and forth with someone, and yeah, took advantage of it and sold. And then next up here, we have, another Eileen Fisher wide leg sarong pants. Did I say sarong right?
Yeah. So they were pants, and it had the sarong piece attached to it, so it kind of looked like a skirt over a pant. Yeah, so I was not sure what to call it, but when I looked it up, and I think I googled pant skirt or skirt pant something, and that's what I got.
Yeah, and it took 4 days to sell, and it sold for $44.25.
All right, last up, we have this Wrangler floral embroidered bell sleeve dress. So this dress was actually bought from us a few months back, and it got returned. This one is a new tags dress. It got returned to us, relisted, and from the relist, it took 105 days to sell, and it sold for $42.05.
Yeah, so always, we've talked about returns in the past. We're not afraid of returns, because for the most part, we'll be able to sell it again.
Okay, so just a quick note on returns. For our store, we do offer free returns, and we continue to offer it because of eBay's guarantee.
And algorithm and...
Yeah, but they also, their guarantee of protection of sellers, which is why we do the free returns. If we feel that the item is not worth getting sent back to us, meaning that we won't make money on it, then we will just let the buyer keep it and refund them the money. In this case, the Wrangler dress, we knew that it would eventually sell because it is a new tags item.
And with enough profit left behind after getting that return.
So we did take the item back in this case.
And like we've said in the past, with our free return policy, that means we actually charge for shipping. So we charge for shipping when we send it out, and when we get it back, we pay the shipping. So we don't pay shipping both ways.
Yeah. But yeah, those were our top 10 sales. I do want to add that we did our lowest sales. We did have our two lowest sales were DVDs, which we started to see a spike in DVD buying from our store. Yeah. And probably because there are some movies that are not getting streamed online, and you probably only get access to it if you have the hard copy in front of you. So that's just something to take note of when you are listing things maybe around your house. Yeah, so this week, as the rest of you probably are, we are staying home and indoors.
Yeah, I still do a trip a day because I'm not going anywhere else throughout the day. I leave it towards, I hold off to the end of the day, but we still do same day shipping, and I do one trip to the post office nearby, drop off, and then back home.
But this Friday, I do have an infusion, a medical treatment coming up that has been booked for the last like 6 months. So it's not something that I can miss. So this Friday we will step out into the real world, and we're gonna try and take you along with us and see what LA traffic looks like. while we are all
in home
yes
holding.
in home holding.
Home holding.
Yeah.
I like that better.
So
Yeah.
we hope you all are all staying safe and wash your hands.
Don't
and
touch your face.
Yes. And got good toilet paper.
Yeah. And do your best to stay busy. Whether it's business wise, I mean, if you're not getting sales, go back in, check some key terms, keep working.
Yep.
And then another cool fun thing we're working on, if you missed it, and I'll make sure to link it, last Saturday, we had a good time.
Oh, Saturday Night Live with Denali, El Ducho Thrift, and Blake from Posh Boss Blake. We did a live on Denali's channel last weekend. So if you are bored and got nothing to do, or you have something to do but you can put us in the background, we will be going live again this Saturday with Denali on her YouTube channel, ELDUCHO. And we will also be going live with our friend Laura Von V. So make sure that you are subscribed and you hit the bell on Denali's channel along with ours, but that you get notified for the live and you can join us there.
Yeah, for exact times, I'd say find us on Instagram. We'll probably be posting the exact time there. All right, well, with that, thank you. Bye-bye.